Welcome to Moments with Marianne. This is your host, Marianne Pastana. We're here today with very special guest, Julie Colombino-Billingham, who's here to share with us her new book, From Loss to Legacy: How a Fashion Business Rose from Haiti's Rubble, and her global fair trade fashion company, Dome. Julie Colombino-Billingham is the founder of Dome, a global fair trade fashion company in Haiti dedicated to creating dignified jobs with sustainable impact. A former aid worker, she arrived in Haiti after the 2010 earthquake and transformed her experience into a movement for empowerment and economic resilience. Julie is a finalist for the 2025 United Nations We Empower Grant. She's a recipient of the 2018 Southern Living Beauty Award and holds an MBA from Roland Krumer Graduate School of Business. So welcome to the show, Julie Colombino-Billingham.
Oh, thank you so much for having me.
My goodness, what a great honor it is to have you here and not only talk about your book. I mean, what a remarkable book, From Loss to Legacy, but also the work that you do. So why don't we start off with your journey? What prompted you to go to Haiti after hearing about the earthquakes?
Well, as a trained disaster responder, I always say it was in my nature to want to respond to any disaster where I could. But the feeling about what happened in Haiti was very overwhelming to me, and I just remember feeling and knowing that I had to be in Haiti, like it was non-negotiable. And so even when I was working at the time at the United Way, when they refused my request to deploy and to, take a leave of absence, I remember quitting. I actually quit my job right then and there. And thankfully, they reversed their decision and allowed me to go. But the calling was so incredible that I just felt like I had to be there.
Well, what a profound journey, because I know while many people were fleeing Haiti, here you are going into the heart of all this destruction.
Oh gosh, I never thought about it that way, but yeah, I suppose so. It was a really intense disaster and the people suffered really greatly. So it was an honor to walk alongside them as we rebuilt.
So, how did your experience begin to reshape your perspective on work and economic recovery?
Well, I have a master's in nonprofit management, and for as long as I can remember, I worked for charities and really loved the different work that I did among different charities along the way. But it was, meeting the women of Haiti who really taught me that charities come and go, particularly after disaster. And what we needed to focus on was long-term development and the economic freedom for people, in Haiti. And so it was their wisdom that guided me into this business model and changing everything I believed about disaster response. I mean, of course, after a horrendous disaster, you have to look at immediate needs and immediate response, and all these things are very, very necessary. But what they allowed me to learn was that alongside of that can also be long-term thinking and long-term development. I think every place is different, but for Haiti, economic development really meant creating businesses. There's a 79%, or back in the day, there was a 79% unemployment rate, which is outrageous. And so the need for business was dire.
It's just remarkable when we put it in perspective that way, and just how Haiti needs so much help even to this day. So, when you look at long term versus short term, just volunteering and economic help, where do you see that? What do you think is most important?
They call Haiti the Republic of NGOs because there are so many nonprofits that have, tried over the years to do different things in Haiti. And we too, we have a nonprofit, Rebuild Globally, that focuses on education and job training. But the difference between our nonprofit and what we've seen a majority of nonprofits do is that if you focus on someone being a recipient of charity short term, then you change the way you think about how your charity operates and you think about the person holistically. So for us at Rebuild Globally, we have 100% guarantee that once you graduate your schooling and the job training program, you have a guaranteed job at our business in Haiti, our leather handbag business and shoemaking business. And that was really the difference because it wasn't like, okay, well, here's an education, here's some help while you're a young person, but you turn 18 and school's over. So now there's no opportunities left. We ensured that there was a job waiting for everybody that graduates. And that's the difference. And that's kind of what we've seen work. And that's why we've been open for the last 15 years. Doing business or and even running a charity in Haiti is not for the faint of heart. We have a lot of different circumstances, from natural disaster to political instability. The president was assassinated 4 years ago. I mean, all sorts of things have happened on the island that have really made things challenging. But I think if you keep the heart of the work focused on dignity and sustainability and job creation. I haven't been to Haiti in 13 months because of the political situation, but the factory runs itself because the people have been trained to do it, and the same with our education program. It runs itself with the local talent and knowledge that's there. And so I think that's kind of like the difference for me when I think about short term versus long term. It has to be locally led, locally run, and it has to, think about economic freedom for all people at the end of the journey.
Oh my goodness, what an empowering story. And to be able to put things into place that continues to run without you physically being there. I mean, that says a lot.
The local team have done things that I couldn't have even dreamed about doing. Like, for example, in this past year, not only have we become fair trade certified, which is kind of an amazing thing, because being fair trade is it's a really horrendous process, to be honest, but one I'm so grateful is so hard, because you can really trust the verification. But the team, ensured that we became fair trade verified. We are now selling at Nordstrom's. It's one of our biggest clients. It's kind of revolutionized our ability to export our beautiful leather handbags. And then also we make school shoes, leather school shoes for Haitian children, and we're really trying to help NGOs and schools and missions and people, instead of donating used shoes to Haiti, buying them locally made in the country. And all those initiatives have been led under the Haitian team. And so it is their brilliance and dedication and hard work that has let the company grow to such levels without me being there. They've done better without me being there, if that tells you anything,
Oh my gosh, what a great story that is, and what a legacy to have for the people of Haiti, because it sounds like they're taking it and just moving it to the next level.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly right.
So let's dive into, like, how did you even think of this type of a company to build? How did that even become something on your radar?
So originally, we made sandals that we recycled tires as the sole and used different uppers, like things that we could find locally made, macrame, inner tube, eventually leather. And for about 6 years, that was our sole business, making sandals. And we would sell to, United Nations workers and volunteers coming in. Eventually, we started working with Kenneth Cole and exporting them and doing different things. Um, and so making these sandals was kind of our big thing. And then throughout the years in Haiti, I realized that there was this gorgeous industry, a leather handbag and small leather good industry that was around, but really there was no access to market. So we started partnering with local leather workers and then bringing in some experts and kind of meshing the original Haitian talent with some foreign talent and bring together this like whole new line. And so now we're really excited about what we're talking about is reintroducing like what luxury really means. Like, maybe luxury doesn't mean Gucci and Bottega Veneta and some of these things that have historically meant luxury, but maybe luxury means sustainable leather goods and made by hand with quality and fair living wages for the craftsmen and women on the line. And we're really excited about being a part of that story and things being made in Haiti. You don't hear a lot of positive stories coming out of the news about Haiti, but there is this amazing artistry and talent that we really want to exploit and share with the world.
Well, I'd love to dive into the fair wages part because I think that brings so much dignity to employment. So, how has this been able to shape and change not just a family, but the community over time?
Oh yeah, I mean, fair wages is everything, and it's a little bit more than that too. It's paternity leave and access to health insurance and paid vacation and all of the things that any employee really deserves is what we made our value system rely upon when we started the company, because this was always, I mean, it wasn't about making sandals or now making beautiful leather bags. This was about creating an environment for employment and showcasing the artistry that's alive in Haiti and giving it a life outside of Haiti, because in Haiti there's a lot of bartering and trading, and so not a lot of income generation. And so for us, watching families, pay for their own kids to go to school, to take back that ownership of their own families, for women becoming, the heads of households and, respected in their families, because they're bringing in paychecks. I mean, watching all this kind of happen, I think communities thrive when its members, have this financial autonomy, and buying cars and buying plane tickets and not being susceptible to the natural disasters that come, and all the things that happen in the developing world. So just watching that and being a part of that has been quite an honor.
What a remarkable journey that you have been on, and the people of Haiti with you. When we look at your company, does it continue to grow with the people that, because I know you say you guarantee everyone a job when they graduate, so it just continues to grow and expand with the people that go through their education?
It sure does. I mean, we started in 2010 with four women, myself and four other women sitting on the floor under this tarp and on the dirt floor, cutting out tires with razor blades. And now we have this beautiful factory that's solar powered, and there's 50 employees working there full time, a couple part time, but mostly we focus on full time employment. But we have an educate like a college university education program as well. So like any student that wants to go to university or further education, will match their paycheck dollar for dollar, flexible hours, always focusing on development of each individual person so that they can reach their maximum potential. And some of the young people that graduate Rubble Globally Education Program want to be doctors and lawyers, and they don't want to work in a factory, and so we'll help kind of facilitate that as well too. So we see all sorts of things, but yeah, the growth has definitely come from within. We really focus on leadership development and want the factory to be not only managed but owned. So I share shares in the company with my colleagues in Haiti, and that's been really amazing to watch too. Is as people own something, their response to their, well, not only their employment, but just to the, well, we call it a family, but to the team, just really heightens and strengthens.
Well, that gives them so much to be proud of, that they own part of a company and they're getting paid. I mean, how great is that?
Yeah, yeah. For all of us, we're very grateful to all of our customers and partners and collaborators. It takes many people, and that's like why in the book I think I interviewed over 30 people, and we tell all different stories in there, because it takes so many people to build a company like this.
So, what type of brands or celebrities or influencers have backed your company?
In the early days, we were first kind of funded by the United Nations. They were working on like livelihood and development programs, so like the United Nations, and then we were invested in by USAID when that existed. There used to be some really great work that could happen through investments of those kind of companies, because through USAID we got other, it was kind of like a notch in our belt where people were like, oh, this is a serious business. Like, I was a woman, I was a foreign woman, but yet, I'd been in Haiti for almost a decade at this point, and people were like, okay, this is serious if USAID is going to invest. So then we got a grant from Eileen Fisher for a women-owned business grant, and we did a business deal with Kenneth Cole where we made sandals and dop kits for him for a couple of his stores. And my husband's also in television, and so we did a luxury travel collaboration with him, the Mark Billy Billingham collection, military inspired, because that's his background, and so that's been really fun. So we've seen a lot of different people kind of come in, and then companies like Nordstrom has really been the game changer. If I'm going to be totally honest, they have so many eyes and so many people that come to their stores and visit their website and trust the brand. So the fact that Nordstrom picked us up has really changed the game for us. So I'm forever grateful for that opportunity. And I always say, like, at Nordstrom's, we're kind of in the belly of the beast of consumerism. And, the fact that they have a fair trade brand, walking alongside some of these other, small fair trade brand made in Haiti, walking alongside some of these really gorgeous brands that are made, in some of the best places in Italy. It's quite an honor.
Well, I think it's so encouraging for people that want to spend their money in a brand that makes a difference. We can go to Nordstrom and pick up a purse or any of the different products that you sell.
Yeah, I mean, and our purchasing power is everything. The things that happen in the kids these days with their hauls, and I don't even know if that's how you call it, but the mass consumerism and buying all these things that are cheaply made and sweatshops, and the mentality of you wear once or you use once and then you throw it away. I mean, it's so dangerous, not only to people in the manufacturing community, but also to the planet. And so the power of our dollars can change everything. It can change the life experience for a craftsperson. It can change the state of, what the planet looks like, and then the waste and all, the recycling and upcycling, all these different things. I mean, we just have so much power. And so I look forward to a time when we really hone in to our purchasing power and what we can do that's good for other people and for the planet with that.
Well, I love how your book really dives into the experiences that you've had firsthand. What conversations do you hope it creates around global justice and economic empowerment?
It's really, I kind of just go back to the purchasing power. Each one of us can do so much by the things that we buy, and create economic justice globally. I think they say something like, I love to make up stats and quotes, so definitely don't, this might not be true, but I think something like the fashion industry is the third largest employer in the world, and it's $1 trillion industry. So there is just so much potential for the good that we can do if we support companies and brands that focus on fair wages and producing in a way that is sustainable and puts the planet first.
I think those are good stats. I'm just going to tell you that right now. And I would prefer to purchase something that I know that's making a difference in the world as opposed to something, and I'm just, I know many people that feel the same way. We want to purchase things that make differences in the world. And how empowering is that when you have a community that's being built around your brand?
Yeah, for sure. And and in the beginning of all this, in this journey, I thought that that would just be enough. And what I realized is that if we really want to, be a part of the conversation, that we have to make things that people want to buy. And so studying trends and making, so not just making a high quality bag, but making a beautiful, stylish, chic bag. Like, these things mattered. And I think that's why I'm so proud of my team, because that's what we focused on. And we really spent the last few years is focusing on quality, aesthetics, style, trends. So we want things to be timeless, of course, but also you want them to be stunning. And so at Demain, that's what, the team has really been focusing on. And I think that's why we got picked up by Nordstrom's, and why, we have some of these partnerships that we have. It's a delicate balance being in fashion and being fair trade.
What is one action you'd like listeners to take to support ethical manufacturing and sustainable solutions?
Oh my gosh, well, with the holiday season coming up, buy just one gift that's fair trade. And I would love to know the reaction of the recipient, knowing that this gift was purchased for them, in a way that was so thoughtful that they thought that, helping somebody else, or not hurting somebody else with this purchase, and that was done for them. So I think even if every single person just picked one gift from a fair trade brand this holiday season, that we could see a massive impact in the world, to be honest. I mean, not to be too lofty, but I mean, I think it could have a massive impact.
So, where can people go to see what your brand has? And I understand that 100% of your proceeds of your book go to Rebuild Globally.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, the book, it can all be bought on our website at domain.com. And the book can be bought there, or it can be bought on Amazon. Either place, 100% of the proceeds, yes, do go to support our charity. It was really important to me that anything that we ever do and, getting the word out helps support the work that we're doing in Haiti, because this isn't just my story, it's all of our stories. So, deme.com this holiday season, it would be amazing if people wanted to check it out.
Well, Julie, thank you so much for taking the time to be on the show with us here today.
Thank you, Marian. I really, really enjoyed speaking with you.
Well, thank you, Julie. It's been such an honor to spend this time with you and to talk about your book, From Loss to Legacy, and also your company, Dumais. Make sure to visit dumais.com, that is spelled DEUXMAINS.com. Be part of her community. Make sure to purchase sustainable items for this holiday season that make an impact, and start with Dumais. Well, we're at the end of our time today. I'd like to thank everyone for tuning in. You've been listening to Moments with Marianne, where we make every moment count.
In a single moment, your life can change. Moments with Marianne is a transformative hour that covers an endless array of topics with the best of the best. Her guests are leaders in their fields, ranging from inspirational authors, top industry leaders, and business and spiritual entrepreneurs. Each guest is gifted and a true visionary, a recognized leader in her own work, and while teaching others to develop, refocus, and grow, Marianne will bring the best guest and sometimes a special surprise. Don't miss this. You never know just which moment will change your life forever. Make sure to tune in and visit momentswithmarianne.com for more information.